Now, as far as the IWC goes, they always have that very same question. As a matter of fact, since we had both shows head-to-head last night on TBS and USA Network, everyone is asking themselves who won the night, NXT or Dynamite title Tuesday, and technically we won't know for sure because ratings haven't come out. But here's the thing. Wrestling fans won last night because both AEW and NXT put on two jam-packed, entertaining shows that did not miss and that did not disappoint. Now, if I had to pick one or the other over the other, like I said on yesterday's video, I would have watched Dynamite because it would have further repercussions on the following week's episodes. It would continue their storylines, and I obviously view Dynamite and AEW as a bigger product, much more meaningful product than AEW's third brand, developmental brand when it comes to NXT. But WWE played their cards right last night. Because not only did they have guys like John Cena and Cody Rhodes make appearances on NXT, but they also had Dominic Mysterio. They had him challenge for the NXT title against Ilya Dragunov in a fantastic contest. I mean, the way Dragunov just sells everything that is handed to him and the way he delivers punishment to his opponents, fantastic. Roxanne Perez versus Asuka. That just makes me want to have Roxanne Perez on the main roster as soon as frickin' possible. She is ready to be a part of SmackDown. She is ready to be a part of Monday Night Raw wherever she goes. As a matter of fact, I would put her way above Jade Cargill making a debut on the main roster at this point, just based on what I saw against Asuka last night. The Undertaker made his return as the American Badass. That entrance, again, they're in a small performance center, not my favorite, but he did everything he could to not only put Braun Breaker over as a badass in his own right, but he also endorsed Carmelo Hayes to end a jam-packed NXT, the main event match of Hayes versus Breaker itself. That's going to lead to a triple threat match to determine the brand new number one contender to Dragunov's NXT Championship. Again, and then Cody Rhodes announcing the Dusty Classic. Everything NXT and WWE planned for NXT was the right move. It was the right call. They tried to build into the next week's episode. They tried to bait fans in to watching the rest of NXT for the next few weeks by bringing in guys like Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman and John Cena and LA Knight, as special guest referee for that NXT Championship match. Excuse me. So just based on that, just on pure entertainment, just on pure structure, I think that NXT won the show, won the night last night. Simply because WWE knows how to play the game. They know how to play the sports entertainment aspect of it. But AEW did not fall short. Dynamite Title Tuesday did not fall short of what it was, of what it could be, and what it ultimately was. First of all, that buy-in between Kingston and Suzuki. Hard-hitting. They did not back down from each other at all. And it was a fantastic 30 minutes to get you warmed up for the rest of the night, for what was to come, and to try to persuade wrestling fans to not switch the channel to the USA Network. Not only that, Danielson versus Swerve Strickland for a shot at the TNT Championship. Again, that TNT title to me is a TV title, so it's a little bit below both Danielson, Swerve Strickland, Adam Copeland. That championship is the third most important title in AEW at this moment in time. But hell, Danielson and Strickland made you feel like it absolutely wasn't. Danielson won, which I'm not completely thrilled about because Swerve has been on a roll. Swerve, he just lost to Hangman Adam Page and now he's losing to Danielson. And I get it. These are two guys, former world champions in AEW, former world champions outside of AEW if I'm not mistaken. So they have pedigree, they have accolades. But at some moment in time, Swerve Strickland has to really elevate himself, and Tony Khan has to put some stock into Swerve Strickland to elevate him into the main event level. And even though the TNT Championship, again, like I said, is the third most important singles title in AEW currently, that felt like the perfect first step, because if he can't get to the TNT Championship, then he cannot even touch the AEW World Championship. And speaking of the AEW World Championship, we got confirmation. Switchblade Jay White will be facing off against Maxwell Jacob Freeman at the Forum in Inglewood, California during Full Gear for the Triple B. This, after all, the master plan that AEW played with the fact that Jay White did beat Hangman Adam Page last night on Dynamite Title Tuesday in that quote-unquote world title eliminator, because White isn't the world champion. But MJF, we're starting to see, in my opinion, again, he's still technically a babyface, especially if he has to face off against the entire Bullet Club Gold Bang Bang Gang. But we started to see a little bit more of his heel persona, especially when he's not around Adam Cole that much. And frankly, it's a persona that, even though I've been enjoying his babyface run, his persona as a heel, as that arrogant, snotty brat, it works. It absolutely works. And we might get to see that edge that we have always been seeing from MJF since his debut with AEW come out even more and more against Jay White in the very near future, and against Juice Robinson, and against the Guns. And the fact of the matter is, we're going to have a Dynamite Diamond Doesn't Ring tournament or Battle Royal, I forgot what they call it, next week. Juice Robinson is latest claim to that. Again, I don't see that happening. They have to protect MJF as much as possible so that he keeps his momentum heading into Full Gear, but at the same time, they got to give Jay White a little bit of the upper hand over him. Obviously, because it's the stable against a lone wolf in MJF. Max Caster, the Acclaimed, they might have offered a helping hand. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. We still have Rampage and Collision, and we have plenty of time to build up into Full Gear in November. So looking forward to that as well. We got a brand new Women's World Champion in Hikaru Shida. That was the end of Saraya's, in my opinion, failed title reign. Nothing really to remember. As a matter of fact, it was just a tool to get the Outcasts to have some dissension and to have breakup, and we got Timeless Tony Storm out of it. So again, that's a pretty good move on that part. Orange Cassidy steps up. Moxley wasn't cleared to perform. Cassidy once again wins the championship. We're back to square one, ladies and gentlemen, with the International Championship, which again, it's an unfortunate circumstances that have led us to this part, because Rey Fenix wasn't supposed to win the International Championship. Moxley was supposed to still be International Champion at this point, so they had to put the title back on Cassidy because Moxley is injured, concussed, he cannot perform, and Cassidy, well, he gets the title that he's been defending this entire year. Why not? And ultimately, you got Wardlow making his return. Again, I get the feeling they have nothing for Wardlow at this point. They don't know what to do with him. They don't know how to properly market him and promote him as far as the audience goes, because they don't know where to take him. TNT title, international title, world title. They don't know how to position him in the best way possible. So at this point, he's just squashing jobbers like he did in his past 1, 2, 3 runs in AEW, which is useless in my opinion. And then finally, we got the debut of the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland, the man formerly known as Edge. He beats Luchasaurus. And then, I mean, it was an okay match for a debut for Adam Copeland, for his first AEW affair. Luchasaurus put up a good fight. They seem to have some chemistry. But other than that, I'm looking forward to other matches for Adam Copeland. Christian Cage, Hangman Adam Page, MJF, Jay White, all the guys he mentioned a few weeks ago. I'm looking forward to those matches, and ultimately Adam Copeland is going to be a full-time superstar. It appears that ending of Danielson, Copeland, and Cage all in the ring, in an AEW ring, that was surreal. But again, in my opinion, Just based on structure, just based on entertainment value, NXT won the night. They won this Tuesday night battle simply because they found a better way to utilize Cena, Rhodes, Taker's return, Asuka. They found a better way to use all these tools at their disposal, rather than, even though AEW had a fantastic show in Dynamite Title Tuesday, even though they tried to promote it as a special episode, it didn't feel that special. It just felt like, okay, this is a regular old Dynamite with significant title matches and the debut of the Rated R Superstar. That's it. But again, I might be wrong. Again, like I said, we won't know it for real until the ratings. And then again, even then, it just depends on the wrestling fans' taste on how this night performed. So with that said, what are your thoughts on both NXT and Dynamite Title Tuesday from last night? Who do you think had the better show? Who do you think will ultimately win in the ratings? Which show did you enjoy the most, and which show did you have to, put on the back burner over the other? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comment section below. In the meantime, it's Wednesday, and for the first time in a long time, we don't have any wrestling show to look forward to tonight. But if you didn't watch one of these episodes live, you didn't pay full attention to one of these episodes live last night, you can go ahead and get back into it tonight. So with that said, I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.